Welcome everybody.
Hi everybody. We're having an interesting, this is a take two
of $10 quilt for the month of April 2020, yes. COVID season. So this is probably the strangest way we've ever presented $10 quilt before.
No kidding.
In the history of $10 quilts, but we wanted to do something. We miss you guys. So we assume you miss us.
We have to have our monthly interaction.
Yes, absolutely.
We miss that.
So it's a little different.
We miss your smiling faces and all your stories.
The story is not quite the same without you guys.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gets pretty boring with just Shannon and me.
It does, absolutely. Actually, no, we still have a pretty good time.
We do, and we still have a lot of laughs, even though we're in this terrible, terrible situation. Punch drunk laughs sometimes, but anyway, we're keeping our social distance, as you can see.
Yes.
We have this big quilt, so we decided if we stood at one side and the other, we'd be okay.
We'd be good.
And even around the store, we're keeping our social distance.
It's tough, but we're doing it because it's important. Don't forget.
Yes. Flatten that curve. We want to get you back here.
Yes, exactly. So we have a few products to present to you today. Or do we want to tell our funny stories? We don't really have any funny stories.
So you better
start off with a funny story. You guys know that. We don't have a lot of funny. The world's not as funny as it usually is right now. But I moved right at the beginning of all of this COVID stuff. I guess it was on the 19th of March I moved. And it was challenging to do that, but it's been a challenge ever since too. I had, my sink was pouring water underneath in the kitchen, and then the furnace stopped, and then the bathroom toilet was leaking, and then I had a mouse situation. And somewhere in there, I forgot to tell you this, my neighbor told me that he knows the lock code to my house. And he was telling me to be nice so I could change it. Unfortunately, I haven't quite been able to figure out how to change it yet, so we're working on that. Anyways, there's been a lot of trying times, but we're getting through it.
It's been very interesting, yes. These are times when you don't really want a service person in your house, and we've both had service people in our houses, but if needs must,
it does.
What do you do?
Yeah.
You disinfect after they leave, that's what you do.
Definitely.
I have both my parents in a facility, so that's a little bit of a concern. So far, touch wood, everything is good. They are healthy. There's no outbreak in the facility, but I miss the virtually daily interaction I have, particularly with my dad. My mom I've just checked in on from time to time, but I phoned my dad last weekend when it was a little warmer and suggested we have tea together. So I said I was coming over with my lawn chair and my cup, and I'd sit outside his window and we'd have tea. And he said, I'll get my coat on and meet you out there. No, you won't. Anyway, I did go over with all my supplies and set up outside his window and phoned him. So he's on the inside of the window on the phone and I'm outside. And it was nice.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, it was nice to see him. So a low-tech alternative.
Absolutely.
So, yes, we have some things to share with you, as always, at $10 Quilt.
Just a few less this month.
Yeah. And the first is our beautiful quilt.
So this is the Shop Hop quilt. The Hills and Valleys Shop Hop is this quilt. This is the project that you will collect as you go around from store to store. Each store will give you a portion of the pattern and the fabric if you choose to buy the kit. And when you're finished, all 6 shops, 5 shops. Maybe we'll add another one.
How quickly they forget.
Yes, when you're finished all 5 shops, you'll be able to put the quilt together. Each shop has a different pop of color. So we chose an aqua blue. I think there's burgundy, and there's yellow and green. I'm not sure what they all are, but you'll find out when you do the shop hop. We do not know when that shop hop is going to be. It was originally scheduled for the beginning of May. However, it will be postponed, and as soon as we figure out when that's going to be, we will let you know.
Yeah, everything's flexible right now.
Everything that's been going on in the store that's been planned has been postponed. So
yeah,
it's just how it goes.
Okay, we've got a couple of other products to show you. So I am sharing with you the wool pressing bar and clapper. Is that what it is?
Woolly felted pressing bar.
Yes, it's from Woolly Felted Wonders, and it uses the same fabric on the top as you get in the wool pressing mats that we carry in the store. So this is a thick layer of wool felt in the top, and I'm going to come a little closer while keeping my social distance from Kelsey, our videographer. So you can see that it is made up of a flat wooden plank. that has a dowel on the top that's an elongated and rounded off at the top. And then there's the wool felt mounted over the top of this curved dowel. So the top surface of the bar is actually curved. And it's quite narrow, it's about 1 inch wide, and the whole thing's probably about 2.5, 3 inches wide. And this is used when you want to press a very pieced block like this, or when you're putting on borders, or when you're using it for your sashing, anywhere where you've got a relatively narrow strip that you want to press. When you have a piece block like this and you just want to press one seam, when you use an iron that's about 5 inches wide, it's covering too big an area. When you put your block on the pressing bar, like this, and just have one seam down the top of the pressing bar, the curved surface lets you press just that seam without your iron touching other seams in the block and pressing them the wrong way and getting them all squooged around. So you're just going to use the iron, and when you go along the top and press on that seam, you're just getting the one seam, and you get a great press on there. When you're using a woolly, a felt mat or this woolly pressing bar, the heat is absorbed into the wool surface and it reflects up underneath, and then the heat of your iron on top, so you almost get like a double press. So it really sets the seam well. And then when you finish doing your press, while the seam is still hot, if you put the clapper down on top, that smooth wood surface sits on there as your seam cools, and it's going to set the press even better. So it's a great tool for lots of different applications, and it is $63.99.
I'm going to tell you about a Creative Grids ruler today. It is called the Perfect Rectangle Ruler, and it really is a perfect rectangle ruler. I'll show you what it does before I show you how you can do it. We have this runner. It is called Dancing with the Stars, and it is absolutely beautiful. But you'll notice one of the components of the runner is a rectangle split in half. And that's an almost impossible unit to make without a particular ruler, because if you just cut a rectangle in half and piece it back together, it's not going to work out. At first you think it will, but it really won't. So to do that, you take your Creative Grids ruler, and we talk about these rulers a lot. They're wonderful. They have YouTube support. They have a QR code on them if you want. They have clear, concise markings, and they also have the non-slip grip on the back. So if you put your ruler down, you can still move it around on your fabric, but once you put a little bit of pressure, it's going to stay right in place and it's not going to move on you, which is a nice feature to have, as you know. So as all of the rulers that we do these days, you cut your strip, and of course the instructions that the ruler comes with tell you exactly how wide you want to cut your strip depending on how wide you want your unit and your perfect rectangles to be. The ruler goes anywhere from 9.5 all the way down to 1 inch. Why you'd ever want a 1 inch rectangle, I'll never know, but if you do, you can do it with this.
I think where you'd use that.
I wouldn't. So you simply place the ruler, I think I have my board upside down, and on your strip, and you slice and you flip and slice and flip. And it's much easier to do when Cynthia's holding the board for me, but you're going to have to deal with it.
But I'm not going to. So.
But you get the idea. You flip and cut, and you get all of your pieces. The ruler has the engineered corners on it. That's where it has the little curve on the top that you probably can't see that cuts off all the dog ears for you, so when you're done piecing the unit together, you don't have the extra dog ears left over behind. When you put that together with another unit or another color, you end up with your perfect rectangle. You end up with your perfect rectangle. I'm getting motions from the camera, the videographer, but I don't understand what she's saying. Another thing that the ruler does, and the instructions include this information, is it makes a tippy square. So this is a great unit to put in a feature focus fabric in the center, or you could even make them a little bit smaller and put them in borders. They're a good block to have as well. The ruler itself is $29.99, and as I said, it comes with all of the instructions, and the pattern is $13.99. And we went ahead and cut some kits for the table runner, the Dancing with the Stars table runner, and the kits, including all the fabric for the top and binding as well as the pattern, are $59.99.
We don't, what's the measurements of the runner?
The measurements of said runner, I'm going to guess, and you're going to tell me.
I'm not taking that from you.
My guess is that's got to be 12, maybe 14 by 50. Not quite 50.
Bad. 18 by 51.
Oh,
Not
sad
bad.
with that.
Not
14.
bad.
Anyhow, so we have the kits for those if you're interested. You can order online on our website. We've got it up and running somewhat. It's not perfect and it's got a limited supply of things on there, but we're adding more and more every day. So if you go to countryconcessions.com and just click where you need to, and you can order that way. You can also give us a call, you can email us, you can arrange for a mail out, and you can arrange for a porch pickup.
And we just wanted to mention, because of our rather difficult times right now, we're getting lots of phone calls, but our sales are obviously a fraction of what they used to be. We are not offering 20% off this month, and we hope you will all understand. And I think the only thing we were going to share besides that is about our fabric donation. There's a big push for mask making these days. So if anybody's interested in doing that, we'd refer you to a Facebook group we've joined. It's called Homemade Masks for Hometown Heroes. And we'll put that in the next email that's coming out if you're missing it. The York Region chapter is looking after our area. And if you want to make masks, or you have made masks and you don't know where to donate them, you can go through that group. Or if you need more fabric, you can get fabric through that group, some of which may come from here. We had a ton of fabric that we got on Stash for Your Cash for Stash. And usually we donate a portion of that and we sell some at Wingding. And we figure Wingding's probably not happening this year, so we are donating a lot, if not all of that pile of fabric to that group, which they'll be distributing to mask makers around our area. So thanks if you're helping with that cause.
Absolutely, thanks. Okay, it was good to kind of see you this month.
Yeah.
Like we said, we miss you.
And thank you for all your support
Absolutely.
with your phone calls and your orders. Thanks so much,
Thanks,
everybody.
guys. Take
Bye
care.
now.
Bye.